think we can take one more question. It's an incredible panel, so I want to give people the chance.
Hi, thank you for the panel. My name is Pau Torres Pagès. I'm a journalist in El Diari de Barcelona. And during this panel, the term eco-anxiety was used. And I think it's quite important. And I know that back in Catalonia, where I'm from, some people made fun of that term as if it wasn't really an issue or if it was something that you can diminish. Could you please talk about it a little bit more and tell us why is it important to take it seriously? Thank you.
Who would like to answer? Liz?
Yeah,
And then maybe Catherine? Yeah. Okay, great.
I think it's really important that we acknowledge the kind of situation that we've put most young people and the children into. And it is important that people don't also joke about eco-anxiety, because a lot of young people, like I mentioned, there's a 75% of the population of young people from a verse is that they are feeling afraid of how the future is going to look like, because it's already disastrous right now. And hundreds and thousands of young people are crying, demanding for action, and still they do not see that happening every day. So the worries keep on increasing day by day. But I think what is important is for us to acknowledge that, yes, there's worry about how the future is going to look like. And then we need to move beyond how we feel about the situation and help, the young people and the children as well to use that as a way to reactivate and, it's a way to give more strength to them to continue to take action. Because many other times, like I've mentioned, I have felt the pain of trying to protect the environment, but on the other hand, people who have big power, big corporations are trying to undermine the efforts that we try to do every day. And it's really painful, it's heartbreaking to just know that nobody appreciates the love that you're giving to the planet and the world. And I think what's really important now is how do we turn our reactions into action and activate a growing mass movement of people to continue in the same energy of wanting something better for the planet. So I think it's about moving beyond how we feel about what's happening and turning our feelings into getting more energized to step up and do more that's supposed to be done. Because I think the more we get a more growing mass movement of people who understand, people who feel it in themselves about what's happening to the world, then that revolution is definitely going to help us get to where we want to be. But we cannot afford to say that it's not existing, but it's a reality. And I just want to end with a quote that says, those of us who understand and who feel strongly must not tire, and we must not give up, because the burden is on us who know, and those who don't know are at peace. It is us who know that get disturbed and are caused to take action. So if we take the context in that way, that we are being disturbed, and it's okay to feel disturbed, but then we have to step up and be the voices of change, because without us who feel disturbed stepping up, then nobody else is going to step up. And that was a quote from the late Professor Ngare Mathai as well.
Okay. Thank you for that. Before we close out, I want to just echo how much Bruno talking about becoming comfortable with our discomfort, being disturbed, all of this being part of the work and how important that is. Catherine, do you want to close us out by addressing this issue? Because I know it's something you've thought and worked a lot about.
Sure. Well, I think, we are profoundly connected with one another, with the living systems of this planet, with what we might think of as sort of the beating heart of Earth. And so of course we are feeling the pain of what is unfolding, right? If we have our eyes open, it would be a very strange thing to have no emotional response to that. And so I think honoring that emotional response as something that is normal and healthy, and it is part of being one node in this incredible web of life on this planet, and supporting one another in that, right? Taking that as information, as Liz is saying, as fuel to catalyze more action. and to not hold it alone, right? I think what we know is that so many people are feeling this. Grist reported in October that Google searches of eco-anxiety had jumped 565% in 12 months. So this is happening, right? People are feeling this. How do we use that as a source of connection and further action rather than something that keeps people isolated and paralyzed? And I think in picking up on something Simon said, there are real concerns also about the rise of eco-fascism in the global north. And so meeting these anxieties with compassion, but also with sort of justice at the core, I think is really important, so that we don't sort of have this circulating through society and coming out in really damaging ways. And for me, at the end of the day, when I was thinking about this topic of optimism, I often return to thinking about life force, and that there's this like fundamental truth on this planet that for 3.8 billion years, life has kind of barreled forward to more life, despite the odds. And that is the most powerful dynamic on this planet. It is literally our inheritance. And I think the work is also to make it our legacy, for humans writ large to be helpers and part of life force. And so I think eco-anxiety to me is one little message that's sort of calling people into that work.
Thank you. Thank you, Catherine, Simon, Elizabeth, Bruno. To life and more life force. Thank you all for coming.